two B's, two capital B's. That's my nickname. Um, I don't know. I originally had an idea to have this structured, cool thing with this video, but I think I'm just gonna do this. Um, I'm tired. In a sense of like, I've I realized that there's more than I want, but it's not like there's more, but in a sense of like I know what I want now. It's more clearer. Uh, as a kid that just got out of high school, basically, uh, I wanted to take a gap year, couldn't do that, and studying something that I don't want to study, still going in a direction I don't want to go, but I'm realizing, like I have control of my life, but right now there's still situations that I can't entirely have that, so I just have to be patient and make the right moves, or make the right choices and all that stuff. I realized that what I want to do in my life is to do whatever I want, but really it's to do well. Well, what I want to do is do whatever I want, like be creative. Really, like that's where I see I have potential, where I have most skill in. I looking back, in my childhood and stuff like that. Like after like really thinking, reflecting, making a lot of mistakes, I finally know where I want to go in my life. But the other thing is, what I really want is peace and balance in my life. I think that's like just the thing I've been always wanting, just to be able to be alone, but socialize, because that's important too. But like I'm just tired of everyone, people close to me, people that I don't know, all that stuff. And for the longest time, I've been saying this quite a lot, I know, but for the longest time, like I felt like I haven't, lived the life that I want to. I haven't felt like I knew what I wanted to do until like I kind of just gradually figured out what my life purpose is, or just what my goals are. And this month, I just want to push on that. Just like to get the peace and balance I want, I have to put in the work. I have to put in the effort. Like I don't have any money. All I have is a phone, a laptop. I still live with my parents, thankfully, and I consider that pretty privileged. And it's the same thing I've been ranting about since I was a kid. And like realize that like people aren't really the enemy. My parents are not the enemy. I feel like that's something I had to get over. That's definitely something a lot of people have to get over. As you grow up from kid to teenager to a young adult. Yeah, I just yeah, no, I love my parents. I do, and obviously I'm not the best kid. I'm a good kid, but I'm not the best kid. Like definitely, growing up and learning who you want to be versus what people who are supposed to care for you what they want to do, like stuff like that, you know and like it's just a matter of repetitive learning and having uncomfortable conversations and all that. I didn't mean for this to get personal, but I guess that's what happens when you go off the script that you were supposed to write. But yeah, no, I love my parents. I do, and to I do want to pay them back, not in the sense of like black tax, but in the sense of like these people have gone through so much for my measly little life. I get it, like life is important, but like to me, it's like I haven't done anything. I haven't amounted to anything really. I've just been wasting time, energy, and money. But and I love that they want to get involved. That's like another thing. I love that my parents are there for me, but I feel like this is something that I gotta do on my own. You know, and I know it's a dumb idea to get personal on the internet, and like I've made that mistake already. I'm gonna keep doing that mistake most probably, but I think it is nice to know that there are people like me out there in the world, and that I can help share with them. it's not gonna reach. This isn't gonna reach everybody. This is probably getting too long. But yeah, no. I love my parents, and I love my family, and I have a ton of people that I owe a lot to. It may not seem that way. It may not seem that I'm appreciative of them or that I'm being rebellious, whatever. I've always known as a kid, you know, that people. I think like being exposed to the internet at an early age and just loving movies and TV shows and books and just learning. That definitely did expose me to what the future holds, what it could have been, what it can be. So I definitely like had expectations like, okay, I know what I'm gonna be like as a teenager, generally speaking, and I hope I'm not that. That kind of did go that route, the stereotypical rebellious teen that did that, because you know you you're not your parents, property in a sense. Like you are your own person, but you're still your parents' child, if that makes sense. Man, I derailed. But yeah, no. I love my parents. I love my family. I love the people in my life. I don't love everybody, but I respect them. I I do want to pay them back, but I can't keep you know going the direction that they think that is helpful. It is helpful, but it's just like it's more helpful in the sense of like I'm really pushing back on this. I really don't want this. But yeah, no. I don't have a lot of time with the things that I want to do, so I just have to act now. I just have to hope. Not hope. I have to make it. I have to be successful in my own terms, which is just getting my work out there. Just I enjoy the play. I enjoy the process. I have fun. I've been learning to make short films. I've been sure I've been using ideas of music. I want to, work on that. I want to make my own things. I love doing things with people, but unfortunately, you can't wait for everybody. And luckily for me, I I love learning. I love adapting. I can adapt to things, and I love just doing things and making things. So that is a strong suit for me. I can learn pretty fast, which is also nice. But I think it's just I've been struggling with a lot of things like addiction and like just phone addiction and just like eating and just being bored and like I went through self improvement. I got people in my head and I messed up for myself. So it is my life and I'm taking most accountability for it. Even if people don't realize or don't know, that's okay. I'll have those conversations or that moment when that happens. What am I trying to say? I guess this is just like a nice little therapy thing for me as well. Just to spew it out instead of just writing it in a journal. It's nice to talk. Feel like I'm talking to a person. But yeah, no, I opened up with this kind of just saying like I want to live a life of my own. I want to pay respect to everybody that's been and will be and is in my life. I love and respect everyone. Uh, Not as equally because some people it's just how it is. Uh, yeah, no. A little bit more about me is yeah, I'm a full blown creative. I've experimented in game design, filmmaking, video editing, video making, gaming, music, art, drawing, 3D, anime, all that. Like I've been experimenting, and I know that I don't really have like one thing in a sense. I feel like my one thing is just growing, at least for now. I don't know what the future really holds, but like I have super big ideas. I'm very ambitious, and I have a bunch of stuff that I want to get done by the end of August. So my challenge is to put that out there. I've been putting out stuff like as in posts, but I haven't like really been doing anything. So like I'm kind of forcing myself again. Excuse me. And instead of doing it like living like my character like that I did, I'm just doing this for me, and I'm not gonna do the personal like day in my life stuff. It's more like if I feel like adding on to things, then I will do that. But it's just whatever I feel like doing that day, that week. It might change, it might not. It might have a steady flow. It might be. But the other thing I want to get back into was just like I had good habits. I had good intent. I did self improvement. It really worked for me. But then, I like like it was that like one little thing that like listening to other people or something like like I tried to conform for other people while I still doing my own thing, and that didn't work out because I just snowballed back into a worse self, if that makes sense. But and really the problem is me. I'm taking accountability of that. Yeah, no, just gotta work on myself and choose what I want to put out, what I don't want. Have a level of privacy, but also publicness. Because the best way for me right now, because I don't have like got out of high school and basically have nothing to my name. The best thing I can do is put out my work. I've been experimenting with shorts, obviously. YouTube is my baby. I've been living on YouTube since I was a kid, so that's kind of like my home base. I'll work on my other social media platforms and stuff. Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, I want a life with balance and peace. I know I gotta work a lot there to get there. I gotta put in the effort. Gotta keep the habits, the good habits, and just push myself and listen to people's feedback as well, but also learn when not to take it. Because at the end of the day, it is my life. I always have this saying that I've had since I was a kid: life is life, and you choose how to impact it. And I've been having kind of a crappy impact in a sense. Like small things. I know not everything has to be big. Not everything has to be big. That's fine. But I know like the small things really do help. I've experienced that myself. And speaking as a young person, we need more, stability in our lives, not just from other people, but from ourselves. To be able to have that balance and be able to have moments of peace as you develop as a person is really good. It's really good for you. It's healthy. Like yeah, no. I think that's really everything I want to say. So I'm gonna be just putting out projects a lot more and actually building up a portfolio and showing the world what I can do. Hopefully by the end of this month, let's be ambitious. Let's put the goals out there on the. Okay, put the goals out there for the whole entire world to see. 1 million subs by the end of the month. What is it, 400? I don't know. Like, I do need to get some money, so it would be nice to just prove to my parents, hey, I got, not prove, just like show, hey, I got a little bit of income, and my thing, the stuff that I like, is working. I just need to, but yeah, no, goals, 1 million subs by the end of the month, and the 400 watch hours. Really, the goal is to get monetized right now, because like I've been doing this thing for 4 years. I didn't really start with the direction, but I developed over time and realized where I want to go. And this is like what, my fifth YouTube channel. But yeah, no. Yeah, I think that's everything. Just get monetized. Really, I guess that's the goal, and do that by the end of August. It is the first week in a sense. It's been 7 days of August. So yeah, I gotta focus. Uh, yeah, that's everything. My name is BB. I I have a lot to do. I have a lot to get done. I'm ambitious as hell, and I will succeed. I don't hope. I don't try. I will make it, and I will reach my goals by the end of this month. And if I don't reach it, I'll fall short, but in the path of success. Yeah, I guess that's everything. Yeah, my name is BB, and remember that life is life, and you choose how to impact it.